By way of hands, how many of you do airport trips? My hand is down. I don't really engage in airport trips, and I'll tell you why. Nevertheless, one thing that I would assume, and this is an assumption that may change based on this damn video, is that you would be safe as a rideshare driver in an environment where everybody's being screened, airport police is on scene, and there's a lot of eyes and ears often around. Unfortunately, for rideshare drivers, that does not appear to be the case. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another rideshare video. This one is one I never would expect it.
A rideshare driver just trying to do his job saw his life flash before him last night after he was shot and the suspects tried to steal his car. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joy Redmond.
Joy, this happened about midnight. I'm Joe Burks. This happened in the parking lot at Memphis International Airport around 12 midnight and has drivers rethinking where they work. Action News 5's Griffin De Marais spoke to a couple of drivers about what they saw. Griffin, what they...
Hey guys, it happened right here in this cell phone lot right next to Memphis International Airport. The ones that I spoke with, they all kind of said the same thing. They come strictly to the airport because they know the people in their car are going to be safe. They're screened at the airport, so they can't have any weapons on them or anything like that. But now, they're starting to question everything.
Affects me directly. That's not just something you just hear on the news.
That's just weird to hear. I mean, that's scary too.
For both Uber drivers and people waiting to pick up their loved ones like Eric Smith, the news of someone being shot Sunday night in the cell phone lot at the Memphis International Airport came as a shock.
You think this is a safe spot, sitting out here in a cell phone lot, because that's what it's for, to wait until you go pick someone up.
It happened late last night around 12:30 when the last batch of flights were making their way into Memphis. Tim Pleasance said he has been a rideshare driver for 6 years, and he only works at the airport because he feels like that's the only spot where he's safe.
You know, a number of us up here, I guess, pretty much work the airport, and pretty much out of safety concerns will even just eat an hour or two waiting for a passenger from the airport.
Memphis International Airport released a statement today reading, "This appears to be an isolated incident in the investigation by MAPD, and the Memphis Police Department is ongoing. The safety of our employees, passengers, and vendors is our top priority." And you can see that Monday as crews were out fixing the lights that were broken. As for Pleasance, this has him reconsidering everything.
It's getting to where, you know, it's just not worth it. It's just too dangerous.
Pleasance is not alone. He said the lot looked very quiet Monday compared to usual. And Smith said he feels for those drivers who are just trying to make a living.
Then to be robbed and shot, I mean, I guess they were robbed, I mean, but that's just not right.
And guys, it's important to note here that this airport isn't just for people in Memphis. People come from Mississippi, Arkansas, all over western Tennessee. Say you drive an hour and a half and you're waiting for someone whose flight got delayed. There's nowhere else you can really wait. If you sit up by the terminal, they're going to tell you to come to the cell phone lot. And Smith, who was waiting to pick up his wife, he said he was going to sit here for 3 hours. And after he heard what happened, he said he kind of just felt like a sitting duck. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people might feel. Definitely a little on edge here at the cell phone lot for sure. But I'm Memphis International, Griffin De Marais, Action News 5.
Felt like a sitting duck. Damn right. Now, being candid, I don't do airport trips. Nevertheless, I thought this was worthy of covering because I know a lot of you folks do engage in airport trips. Many folks, that is what their desired preference is. You hear the drivers here talking about, I only do airport trips because the rest of that shit ain't safe. Wow. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of airport trips for the simple fact is, I'm a strong believer with Uber and Lyft, the longer the trip, the less profitable it will be. Because at the end of the day, you're going to drive all the way back. And most long trips do not always guarantee somebody's going to be in your vehicle coming all the way back. You hear the newscaster in the video state, this airport, like most airports around America, serves a wide swath of area. Memphis Airport, as he pointed out, doesn't just service Memphis. It serves people coming from Arkansas, Mississippi, and folks coming from a long distance away. That airport serves a lot of different places. So at the end of the day, you may have somebody flying into Memphis from some vacation or some work trip that live in central Mississippi, may live in central Arkansas, whatever the case may be, and this is the nearest major metropolitan airport. So you waiting for trips, you get a trip where the passenger needs to travel 50, 60 miles back to their home. You're not going to get shit coming back from rural Mississippi, rural Arkansas. So now you're really driving double the distance for that fare. It is for that reason that I don't do airport trips. All airports in America serve wide swath of territory. DFW, for instance, Fort Worth, you're going to be dealing with Dallas, you're going to be dealing with Denton, you're going to be dealing with stuff that is south of the airport. And that's any airport you go. LA, you might be going all the way damn near down to San Diego if you pick somebody up at LAX. It's just that way, that's just the way it goes. And like I said, if you're not getting a trip back, then you're driving double the distance for that fare. So I don't do it, but there's a lot to unpack here. The drivers are saying something that I thought would have been valid, even though I don't do airport trips. The drivers are saying we felt kind of safe because the passengers have been screened for weapons. The last place you expect to get shot is at a damn airport. Security's everywhere. Just goes to show how bold and brazen some of these folks are and what drivers have to deal with in the damn cell phone parking lot. Wow. Now, something else I saw that I really want to bring up. Some of the drivers are saying that they only do airport trips because they feel these are the only trips that are safe. And they're willing to, quote unquote, eat an hour or two at the airport. Fuck that. You're going to sit around and waste an hour or 2 hours of your time to get a trip that may pay 10 to 30 bucks? Are you crazy? And this is when it becomes time to consider doing something else for a living. You're going to sit at the airport for an hour or two waiting for a trip. If you could guarantee every damn trip $100, $150, yeah, maybe. But we know somebody coming into the airport actually may not live that far away. I personally don't think that that is a smart idea. But as I stated, voice your opinion in the comments because a lot of you folks do airport trips. I've never been a fan of doing airport trips. Also, if you're going to only do airport trips because you feel like you're not safe, what do? You pick up somebody at the airport, you take them to their destination, and you deliberately drive all the way back empty to the airport? Or do you pick up someone else that's near that individual house that you dropped them off of, meaning that's not an airport trip? There's no reason to feel safe anymore. So what does he mean by only do airport trips? Because I feel the rest of this shit is not safe. You're taking somebody from the airport and you just keep driving all the way back empty to get another airport trip. Some of this is not making sense, but I wanted to run it by you because cell phone parking lot, a driver being shot there, carjacked there, seems absolutely brazen. But I'm covering stories now of drivers being shot and carjacked at 8 o'clock in the damn morning. This story qualifies for what I often talk about, driving after hours, well after dark. What do we say? Nothing good happens after midnight. This particular shooting took place right at midnight. Sitting in a parking lot, in this case, it sounds like one of the lights in the parking lot, the street lamps may have even been out. Sitting in a dark parking lot, in your car for several hours. I guess you may have the radio on, or you're looking at your phone, or some lighted devices on in your car. You can be seen by others from quite a distance. And when the light in your vehicle can adjust your eyes to the point where you can't see very well out. Just a dangerous situation to be in my humble opinion. But even if you're not at an airport, just to say this, you need to be cautious of wherever you stop and park. Many of us that work the wee hours of the morning, I no longer do it, but many of you who do, you got to take a lunch break. You might have to park in between trips waiting for the next passenger or whatever the case may be. Be real cognizant of where you park because that is when you are at your most vulnerable state. And certainly if you're staring into a damn phone where your face is lit up, people can see you from all the way down the block and you look up and your eyes can't adjust to the darkness outside. Just putting yourself in a very vulnerable state. So be cautious about that. But I never thought I'd have to give advice on what to do if you're sitting at a damn airport. Wow. Have any of you folks ever sat in an airport for hours like that? Do you find it profitable at all? Let your boy know in the comments. I'd be curious. I wouldn't be opposed to doing an airport trip, but I haven't seen anything good for it, out of it rather. Let me know in the comments. As always, feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.